Hey, welcome everybody to the 2020 virtual gala benefiting the Seattle Aquarium. We're just minutes away from our live program starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And just a reminder, the silent auction will close tonight at 7:10 Pacific. And if you haven't logged in yet to Greater Giving, we need everyone to do that. So here's what you do. Go to splash2020.ggo.bid, click on the button that says Start Bidding or Start at the top. Create your profile, enter your credit card information, and you're ready to have fun. And you'll know you've done it right when you see your name on the main page. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us in the YouTube chat. In fact, we'd like to know that you're with us, so say hi while you're there. And don't forget to share your photos of yourself attending our virtual event. You can post directly to our Facebook event or use the hashtag Seattle Aquarium. And before we move on to the live event, we want to thank our sponsors for continuing their support, even through all the changes to this year's event. Our presenting sponsors, Alaska Airlines, Union Bank, and our gold sponsors, D.A. Davidson, Sound Community Bank, and Wells Fargo. And let's not forget to thank our silver sponsors, Lease Crutcher Lewis and Turner Construction Company. Our bronze sponsors, Fox Rothschild, LLP, K&L Gates, LLP, KPMG, LMN Architects, McDonald Miller Facility Solutions, Mithun, Peterson's Event Rentals, Primera Blue Cross, Pure Insurance, Seattle Mariners, SSA Marine, and Washington Trust Bank, and our supporting sponsors. Thank you very much. Hey, let's give a big hand to all of our generous sponsors for making this event happen. Thanks for being here. Keep bidding on the silent auction closing at 7:10 p.m. and we'll see you when we go live at 7 p.m.
The Salish Sea is our home. We are all connected by these waters, the source of every other breath we take. They hold mystery and wonder. They hold our memories. They hold our future. But that future is up to us. As the largest marine conservation organization in the Pacific Northwest, the Seattle Aquarium's mission has never been more important. Our ocean is facing major threats of climate change, overfishing, and plastic pollution. Before we can collectively begin to solve these problems, we have to understand them. It starts with witnessing the amazing marine animals that inhabit our backyard, experiencing the beauty of our beaches, and ultimately, educating the ocean conservationists of tomorrow. Since 1977, we've hosted over 27 million visitors and provided marine conservation education to 2 million school children. The waves of the Seattle Aquarium reverberate far beyond the Pacific Northwest. There is one world and one ocean, and we're dedicated to protecting them. But we need your help. With your donations, the ripple effects of the Seattle Aquarium can continue. Your donations are more than a drop in the ocean. They ensure a resilient Seattle Aquarium today and a future for generations to come. Support the Seattle Aquarium today.
Well, welcome, good evening everybody. Welcome to our first ever virtual gala benefiting the Seattle Aquarium. We are coming to you live from Seattle Lives, and we thank you for watching live from your homes. My name is Ron Hippie, and I'll be your auctioneer and MC for the evening. Now, first things first, we want to give a big thank you to our honorary chairs, Ellen and Tom Gonser, for sticking with us in what has truly been a unique year, to say the least. We're grateful for your continued support. Now let's get going. Hey, the silent auction will close at 7:10 p.m. It's your last chance to bid on the silent auction, including the Preston Singletary serigraphs, the Benbridge Diamond Pendant, and Old Rip Van Winkle Whiskey. All of it closes at 7:10 p.m. Now, if you're not sure how to play along, here's what we recommend. Grab a second screen like a phone and go to splash2020.ggo.bid. And if you're there for the first time, just click Start or Start Bidding at the top of your screen. Get all set up, and you'll be all set to make a big difference for the Seattle Aquarium and marine environment with us tonight. If you want to relax and let your phone do the work, we suggest you click Bid More and set a maximum bid. You do that, and your phone will automatically bid for you when you're outbid. Now, things may be a little different this year, but we're going to keep it as fun as possible for those of you joining us from the comfort of your homes. And don't forget to share your photos of yourself attending our virtual event. You can post directly to our Facebook event or use the hashtag Seattle Aquarium. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube and you've ever had a technical glitch such as audio or video not syncing, just refresh your YouTube browser and most problems, believe it or not, will be magically fixed. Okay, let's do this. Over the next 45 minutes, we have a fun live auction that will close in 2 sections. And in between those sections, we'll give you an opportunity to raise your virtual paddle to support your Seattle Aquarium. We even have a very exciting $250,000 match to double your donation tonight. So we hope that you will dig deep. But first, to officially kick things off, please welcome our President and CEO, Bob Davidson, and Director of Conservation Engagement and Learning, Jim Wharton.
Thanks, Ron. Bob and I are so excited tonight to kick off Virtual Splash. It's always such a special evening for the aquarium. I know we're doing things a little bit differently this evening, but Splash is always so incredibly important for the aquarium, and the funds tonight are absolutely critical to the future of the aquarium. But it's still a party, and Bob, you're looking great. You've got, what, like 37,000 of those splash shirts?
I have quite a few.
I bet.
And they're in a special section of the closet. And this one I think debuted about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's still in great shape. And it probably isn't going to be put into use at any resort like Hawaii anytime soon. So I would just like to mention, we were laughing about it. This is the first splash, in my experience, where anything that we're saying could be heard above the din of everyone having a great time. So here it is. And all of us gathered together tonight to celebrate the mission of the Seattle Aquarium, inspiring conservation of our marine environment.
Now, Bob, the party's virtual tonight, but the aquarium is open, and we're so excited to have people back to the aquarium after so long. Now that we can safely welcome them back to the aquarium, can you tell us a little bit about how it's been getting through the closure and now reopening in a safe and responsible way?
Well, shortly after we closed, we realized that it wasn't going to be an automatic thing for us to reopen, and we brought together 25 of the aquarium staff from all over the aquarium on a team to think through how we could safely open with all of the scientific counsel that was being given and the standards that have been established by various levels of government, so that when we opened, it would be a safe experience for the animals, for the public, for the staff, for the volunteers. And so that's what we've done, and it wasn't easy. But when we got the approval, it was with full recognition of the good job that had been done.
And the response has been incredibly positive. People seem to really enjoy the experience. It's a different experience than maybe what they had before, but it's a little bit more intimate. They get to see things maybe they hadn't seen before. And so, I think that all of that work that we put into this really paid off. And I think we're meeting our mission in all new ways.
And so in the aftermath of that, or during that, I know you and your team worked from the very beginning to figure out how do you convey the impact of the Seattle Aquarium to our stakeholders, our audiences, in the midst of all this.
Yeah, it's not just the on-site experience, but just from the day that we closed, we really pivoted, and it was really an all aquarium effort. We turned right away to online programming, and so what we did is we delivered a whole host of resources, everything from lesson plans to interviews with staff and features on our animals. We even did a live program right from the tank, a live dive program, which was really cool. We went out into the community in a completely safe and responsible way. Our Beach Naturalist program, they talked to 12,000 people this summer on the beaches from appropriate social distance and with the appropriate PPE, but I was worried we wouldn't be able to get on the beaches at all, and we still had an opportunity to talk to over 12,000 people, and I'm blown away by that. We've also had our research and policy work that kept going, but that's so important to the critical nature of making the kind of change we want to see in our communities. And so, even though our doors are closed, those policy pieces, all of that research work, that needs to keep going. And then, we couldn't welcome kids to the aquarium for summer camp, but we did manage to send them kind of a summer camp care package. We called them bubble net boxes, and they had a summer camp t-shirt, a new aquarium friend, and then a notebook that had some prompts in it to encourage them to explore the environment around their homes, even though they couldn't come to the aquarium to do the same.
Well, what a great idea. And the word has it that one of the recipients of those packages showed up here at the aquarium with some of the gear.
Yeah, it's true. She came with her summer camp t-shirt on, with her sea otter under one arm and her hand lens in the other, ready to explore. And that's just so satisfying, because that's exactly what we hope to inspire in our guests, the participants in our programs. We want them to get excited about the ocean, be encouraged to explore the ocean, and hopefully to be inspired to save the ocean. And so, that connection is so incredibly important. This has been such a tough time for everybody. It's been a tough time for the aquarium, for the staff, for the animals, an incredibly tough time for our community. But we know that we're going to get through this, and we know we're going to get to the other side. On the other side is the future, and I think the future for the aquarium is incredibly bright. Can you give us a sense of, so how do you see the future of the Seattle Aquarium?
Well, I would start by agreeing with you. The future is bright, and all of us who work at the aquarium or support the aquarium are optimists at heart. If you weren't, we wouldn't bother doing any of this. So I think clearly we've dealt with the most challenging times in the 40-plus year history of the Seattle Aquarium. Going from nearly 1 million visitors to nothing in a nanosecond was a big shock.
Yeah.
And then financially, 85% of our revenue comes from people coming to the aquarium. And so we've had to look to other sources of revenue, including philanthropic support and various forms of government support. So that's been very helpful. As we look to the future, we're very much looking to very strong results from the generosity tonight from all of you. Every donation that you make to the Resilience Fund tonight will be matched by generous donors, so that's a 2-for-1. We are confident that will make a significant difference to the coming out on the other side of this.
That's great.
So on that optimistic note, let's have a toast.
Let's.
So let me start with our honorary co-chairs for the evening, Ellen and Tom Gonser. Toast to you, to Michael Trupek, Michael Guyden, the co-chairs of the auction, and then to all of you who are participating with your generous support, all of the staff, the volunteers, and the general public whose place in their hearts the aquarium continues to fill. So please raise your glass with us, and let's join in a virtual toast to the future of the Seattle Aquarium.
Thank you, Bob and Jim. Hey, again, if you hadn't got set up to bid and donate yet, please do that now. And here's what we recommend. Watch this program on a bigger screen, like a laptop, and then grab a second screen, if you can, like a phone or a tablet, and on that second device, go to splash2020.ggo.bid, sign up, and log in. And you'll know you've done it right when you see your name on the main page. And if you have any questions, don't worry, just reach out to us in chat. Now, like you, I wish we were having this party at the Seattle Aquarium together, but we're all still live together right now, even if we're not in the same room. And most importantly, the impact of your generosity is still the same. Now, we're excited to show you the amazing things at the aquarium that you make possible. So please enjoy this mission moment that reminds us of how the aquarium is working to make a difference at the aquarium itself and in the community at large.
So my name is Sean Denbach. I'm the School and Public Programs Manager here at the Seattle Aquarium. My role is to support the teams that offer programs for school groups on-site and outreach out in the field. And they could take a class with us about 45 minutes or an hour, and they could also do self-guided visits of the aquarium as well. When they couldn't come to us, we'd go to them. We'd meet them either in their class or on the beach, and we'd offer programming to explore, and we are learning about the environment. But most importantly, what we're teaching is how to question. For me, conservation is teaching about the world around us and falling in love with the world around us. And I think marine conservation education is important because it helps us connect with this big blue planet we call home. And more importantly, it teaches us how to care for the home that we live in. What we do, the work that we do here, addresses the social injustices that are happening every single day in our communities. And we're able to provide tools to help fill those gaps. And the sooner we can bring that forth, the sooner we can create stewards, the sooner we can create opportunities for people to engage and explore and really enjoy what they're doing and make sense of it all. So it's our goal to inspire marine conservation in our students, in our youth, and every member of our community.
My name is Jasmine Williams. I am the Community Partner Program Coordinator, and I manage the Connections program. So it originally started as a community ticket program. The idea was to take it from a free ticket program to a more holistic, comprehensive approach for partners to be able to engage with us. At the heart of the Connections program, it's about breaking down barriers. And so if you think about what are the barriers and the challenges that are preventing certain communities from engaging with us, I get the opportunity to go into the communities that I'm most passionate about because of their communities I came from. At the Olympic Sculpture Park, a woman and her daughter came to the beach just to explore and tide pool, but they saw that I had my Seattle Aquarium uniform on. We started chatting, and come to find out that the tickets that they got were from a shelter that they were staying at. The shelter where they got the tickets from were a Connections partner, and so they got those tickets through the program that I manage. When we talk about diversity and inclusion, they're at the core of what we do, right? Like, our mission is inspiring conservation of our marine environment, and if you don't have programs like this to help bridge and close those gaps, they only widen. And we're being intentional and thoughtful about the process so that 20 years from now, we're setting the institution up for success.
Wasn't that great? And if you want to support an inclusive aquarium for all, give generously tonight. And there are a couple more people who want to say hi, by the way. Please welcome to your screen tonight's event co-chairs, Michael Guyden and Michael Trupak.
Good evening, and thank you for being here today. My name is Michael Guyden. I'm a master diver, a Seattle Aquarium board member, and one of the co-chairs for this year's Splash. While I'm sad we can't all be together this year, I cannot overstate how appreciative I am that in such challenging times we can still join forces to support such an incredible organization that carries out such an important mission at both the global and the local level. My love for the ocean started when I obtained my open water certification at the age of 15. It's an activity that my entire family shares a passion for, and I cannot wait for my 2 young children to get their junior open water certification so we can enjoy the magical world underwater together. The ocean and its sea life are awe-inspiring. The Seattle Aquarium understands the importance of conserving it. The aquarium has generated content for publications, conference sessions, keynote addresses, workshops, and even a children's book to promote empathy as a conservation strategy. They are working to conserve species including the endangered pinto abalone here in the Salish Sea and the zebra shark through a multinational partnership that will work to reestablish a healthy, genetically diverse breeding population of zebra sharks within targeted sites in the Indo-West Pacific. And if that's not exciting enough, with the viaduct coming down, the Seattle Aquarium is getting ready to expand. The new Ocean Pavilion will provide a special connection point to the public market and the waterfront, and will grow the Seattle Aquarium's education and conservation impact. Needless to say, there are a lot of exciting things happening, and it's imperative we come together to support the Seattle Aquarium so they can continue the important work they do in Washington and around the world. And for more on this, I'd like to introduce my co-chair, Michael Trupak.
Well, thank you. Good evening, and I'm excited to be part of this unique and special event. Michael and I share a common name, a love for diving, and an appreciation for the conservation and education efforts of our aquarium, not to mention a great taste in jackets. 2020 has been a year unlike any other in our lifetimes. It's been a year that has challenged us on a global, national, local, and individual level in ways that have caused us to re-examine and rethink so many important elements of our lives. The Seattle Aquarium was shut down for several months, and today is running at a small fraction of normal capacity. While the leadership and staff of the aquarium have taken difficult but important steps to reduce costs, the revenue shortfall this year has been dramatic. Every year, Splash plays an important part in raising funds to help cover the cost of operations. But in 2020, the need is greater than ever. And so Michael and I, on behalf of the board of the Seattle Aquarium, are asking if you have the ability to virtually raise your paddle tonight to enable this amazing mission of our Seattle Aquarium. It's through your generosity and belief in the Seattle Aquarium that we can create something special in this year that has been so challenging. So if you would, Michael and I raise our glasses to toast and thank you for your generosity and your donation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ron, back to you.
Thank you, Michael and Michael. Hey, before we give you the opportunity to raise your virtual paddles, let's close our first 3 live auction items. And you've already been bidding on them, But items 1, 2, and 3 are going to close all together in just over 4 minutes. So that's item number 1, the commemorative 9-liter bottle featuring Dunham Cellars 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon 22. Item 2 is the Name the Giant Pacific Octopus. And item 3 is the week-long Maui Escape. So to help you bid, we're about to put a countdown timer up that will give you 4 final minutes to bid on items 1, 2, and 3. And if you need help bidding on multiple items, here's a pro tip. You can set a maximum bid by clicking Bid More on any item. Click Bid More and you'll have 2 choices. You can bid more instantly, or you can click Max Bid and the computer will automatically bid for you when you're outbid. It'll go all the way up to your max bid. So set that max bid high so you don't get outbid. And if you're not 100% sure that you're seeing the most recent bids, just refresh your bidding page. All right, is everybody ready to bid on items 1, 2, and 3? Let's put 4 minutes on the clock. On your mark, get set, bid! There you go, 4 minutes, folks. And while the timer's going down, let me tell you a little bit more about each item. Now, item number 1 again is the Splash 2020 commemorative 9-liter bottle featuring Dunham Cellars 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon 22. And you know, Splash wouldn't be the same without an etched and hand-painted 9-liter bottle. That's right there you can see beautiful bottle etching and the painting on top. This year's bottle is graced with the beautiful big skate. And it's filled, of course, with Dunham Cellars 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon 22. This is like many bottles all poured into one. It's a huge bottle. There you can see it on that side right there. It's truly one of a kind, and it's going to be the centerpiece of your collection. I guarantee it. We want to give a big thanks to Dunham Cellars, Joanne Dunham, and Fresh Northwest Design. And how about auction item number 2? Now this is very unique and incredibly cool. With the second item, you are going to help name a Seattle Aquarium giant Pacific octopus, just like that right there that you see on the screen. How cool is that? You'll not only get to help choose the octopus's name, but you'll also have the opportunity to view the octopus with a tour of up to 4 people. That's right, bring your closest friends, family, anybody you want to impress. This is going to be really a cool up-close experience. You're going to accompany an aquarium biologist behind the scenes to see how the octopus is given a safe and healthy home, preparing a sustainable seafood meal, and assisting with a feeding. So, again, a big thanks to the Seattle Aquarium's fish and invertebrate team for this one. Very cool. You don't want to miss out on item 2. Nor do you want to miss out on item number 3. This is the one that I know we all need, me especially. It's a week-long escape to Maui. 2 people are going to fly first class on Alaska Airlines to Hawaii's Valley Isle. You'll spend 2 nights in a 1-bedroom beachfront suite, and you're going to dine at the world-famous family-owned Mama's Fish House. That's not all. After that, enjoy up to 6 additional nights with the beach right there at your doorstep at the Mauna Kea Maui Resort. Our big thanks to Alaska Airlines, Ellen and Tom Gonser, the Inn at Mama's Fish House, and Ivan and Jackie Shedda. So, let's take a look. We've got about 1.5 minutes left now to bid on these items, and I can see that the bids are coming in fast and furious. That week-long Maui escape, Kenneth, he's got that top bid, but he's just been outbid by Joseph Russell. Joseph Russell, good guy there. You are in first place currently, but there's still 1 minute left, and I know many of you got to get out to Maui as soon as it's time to do so. Let's take a look at item number 1 and see how that one's doing. The Dunham Cellars Cabernet Sauvignon. Tom O'Keefe, that is the wine lover right now. But I know there's more wine lovers out there. In fact, Tom O'Keefe has just been outbid by Salem. Salem, you're in first place, but watch out because Mr. Brajish is now in first place. We've got less than 1 minute left to bid on this. Let's take a look at item number 2 and see how that's doing. It's the naming of the giant octopus. Oh my gosh, Catherine was in first place, but Jennifer Wilson has outbid Catherine Wyckoff. Jennifer Wilson, you are currently in first place. Are we going to see a Jennifer in the octopus tank at the aquarium? Who knows? It could be your name, but you got to outbid Jennifer, and you've only got 30 seconds left. Let's go back to number 3 now and see how that's doing. The week-long Maui escape. Oh, Joseph Russell, he's got his sunscreen already packed practically, his bathing suit. He's ready to go. Do you want to get to Maui? It's going to be amazing, and we could all use a break, folks. When the time is right, you're going to want to head out to Maui. Joseph Russell looking good, but you still have time. We're now down to less than 10 seconds left to bid on any of these items. They're all going to close in less than 2 seconds. One. Folks, we have closed our first 3 items. Keep bidding until you can't anymore. Congratulations to our first 3 auction item winners. That is exciting, folks. That's our live auction part 1. Part 2 is coming on a little bit later. And before we move on, we want to remind you of what it is that you are supporting tonight. So take a look now and see how we're inspiring a new generation of marine advocates with programs and partnerships here at home and across the ocean.
My name is Danny Kendall. I'm the field program specialist at the aquarium, and that means I get to help in the coordination of our Beach Naturalist and Cedar River Salmon Journey programs. So the Beach Naturalist is a free community engagement program. Approximately 300 volunteer naturalists and staff engage beach visitors in conversations about all the amazing beach critters we have on our local beaches, as well as the things that everyone can do to help improve the health of Puget Sound. It's an opportunity for those aha moments with some of our younger beach visitors, and that really translates into them learning more about these animals, developing empathy towards them. We really emphasize that everybody has a role to play in ocean conservation, really small actions or really big actions. Considering the fact that we might not all live near the beach, we still have a big impact on the overall health of our beaches, and that hopefully they take that and get to do the same thing I do because I love it.
Conservation is about bringing everybody together. It's about making sure and encouraging everyone to think about their connection to the ocean if they aren't already in their daily lives. And so we're working together with partners from around the world, in Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, and all across the United States to understand more about these waters, to make sure we're advancing science-based ocean policy, and to make sure that we are also inspiring that next generation of advocates for our ocean. And without the unique experience and expertise that aquariums like the Seattle Aquarium bring to the table, it just wouldn't be possible. I'm a mother, I have 2 children, and the work that I do every day with my team at the aquarium, with the team that we work with across the world, I do it for them. The steps we're taking today is what will ensure a resilient future for 7 generations to come.
A great reminder that all of us have a connection to the ocean and a role to play in protecting the ocean. Now, with the reason we're all here, please welcome this year's honorary chairs, Ellen and Tom Gonser.
Good evening. Tom and I are very proud to be your honorary co-chairs for this year's 2020 Splash event. It's been a very trying year, and we've remained committed to see the amazing things that will be coming to the Seattle Aquarium.
Most people know me from my time at DocuSign, starting that company in Seattle. And I actually had a chance earlier this week to spend time with some DocuSigners, and they're super excited about what we're doing at the aquarium. Many of them bring their kids here all the time. As a matter of fact, what you don't know about me is I grew up in the Seattle area, and I spent a lot of time on the water. I learned how to windsurf here. I learned how to dive here. My grandfather was a sailor, and we would go out to Puget Sound every summer since I was a little kid. And we would see all sorts of marine life. We'd see orcas almost every time. It actually got me to the point where when I was small, I actually wanted to be a marine biologist as my career, spurred on by time in the Pacific Northwest and time at the aquarium. Here in Puget Sound and across the globe, the oceans are challenged. Not just seeing orcas every time anymore is just the tip of the iceberg. It's really, to solve the problem we have is about education. It's about educating as many people as we can about the oceans to get them passionate and excited about them. That is what the Ocean Pavilion will do.
So tonight we have 2 priorities. 1, the Resilience Fund. These funds are necessary to keep the operations of the aquarium going during this pandemic.
And 2 is the Ocean Pavilion. The Ocean Pavilion is the crown jewel of the new Seattle waterfront. It's going to bring all sorts of new education about the ocean. It's also going to bring jobs in the Seattle area at a time when they're going to be needed. So if you swim, ski, snorkel, or just like going to the beach, I want to ask 2 things of you tonight. 1, give for the present. give to the Resilience Fund to make sure we can maintain the Seattle Aquarium in its current operating status. And 2, give for the future. Give for the Ocean Pavilion and the gem of the Seattle waterfront.
Our hope tonight is that everyone here will be inspired to be part of the solution, not just for the aquarium's future, but for our future, our children's future, and the future of the One World Ocean. So thank you for everyone for being here and being a part of the auction. Cheers. Raise your glass.
And raise your paddle.
Thank you, Ellen and Tom, for those heartfelt words and for your leadership. You know, as Ellen said, we hope you'll join us in giving tonight. And if you love Puget Sound, the Salish Sea, and ocean animals as much as we do, we hope you'll dig deep. Now, we're going to make it easy for you because, guess what? We have a $250,000 match. That's right, you heard right, folks, $250,000. All gifts tonight are going to be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000. So that means your $10,000 becomes $20,000, your $5,000 becomes $10,000, your $1,000 becomes $2,000. You know the math, it doubles. So, let me tell you a little bit while you're donating, I want to tell you a little bit about what your donations can cover. Your donation of $25,000, our highest level tonight, could cover the cost of an entire year of sustainable seafood for one of the aquarium's 4 sea otters. That's 7,500 calories per day, folks. They're hungry critters. And our honorary chairs, Ellen and Tom Gonser, they're starting us off tonight, believe it, folks, believe it, at $200,000. $200,000 starting us off big tonight. And also we want to thank Mary Kay McCaw at $20,000 as well. Keep those donations coming in, folks. We're off to a big start. That is a generous beginning to our Raise the Paddle. Now, the donations at the $10,000 level could support a research trip for aquarium biologists to survey coral reefs in Hawaii, where they continue to monitor fish diversity and abundance, water quality, and microplastics, and provide invaluable data that influences local management decisions to improve ocean health. So that's the $10,000 level. We want to thank our $10,000 donors so far, Susie Owykoff starting us off, David and Joanna Bytel, and thank you, of course, to Jennifer Wilson, Linda and Ted Johnson, and we also have an anonymous donor starting us at $10,000 as well. We've also got Ron and Susan Runyon at $7,500. Thank you so much. And Jim and Chris Gerke at $8,000. Any level is great, folks. It all supports the aquarium. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's take a look at our $5,000 level. The donations at $5,000 could help fund a collecting trip to Neah Bay for aquarium staff that ensure that the exhibits stay responsibly and sustainably replenished. So thank you to our $5,000 donors, and we've got some coming in right now. Gary and Ann Smith, thank you very much. Al and Pat Friedrich, thank you very much. Christy Helmicke, thank you so much for that generous donation. Sean Muller and Michelle Rasmussen, and Gary Kunis and Connie Wong keeping it going. And of course, we've got Michael and Rachel Guyden at $6,000. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And those donations keep coming in. Folks, this is going to be a really incredible night. Thank you for your donations. Let's take a look now at the $2,500 level. You know, at this level, you could fund the aquarium's participation in the annual Sea Otter Survey, during which we learn not only how many sea otters are living on the coast, but also about population trends and the important effect that these endangered animals have on their habitat. So thank you for our $2,500 level donors. Let's take a look right there. We got Michael Trupek and Tricia Cecil. Thank you very much. And Catherine Kaser, thank you for your donation. We've also got John Delaney, and we have Randy and Ellen Tinseth at $2,000. I see Lori Stewart there at $3,000 as well. We've got Ivan and Jackie Sheda at $2,000. Thank you for that as well. They just keep coming in. Stephen Webster, thank you, $2,500. And remember, folks, again, we have matching funds of $250,000. So your gifts are all going to be doubled up to $250,000. $1,000 becomes $2,000 right now. And as a matter of fact, with the $1,000 level, could teach 4 high school students how to do real-world research on local beaches. This is, of course, the $1,000 level. And this is through community science, the aquarium's 5-month-long hands-on field research program. So again, that's our $1,000 level. And thank you to Melissa Mager and Phil Guess and Alice Ikeda for donating at this $1,000 level. Lauren and Ian McNeil, thank you very much. Terry and Kathleen McLaughlin, thank you for your $1,000 donation. And we've got Andrew and Lillian Blyman, Steve and Karen Hall. We've got Jeremy Jones, I see you hopping in there too. This is incredible, folks. The generosity on display is amazing. Now, did you know, yes, actually your $500 donation, that's right, your $500, let's go to the $500 donation could fund initial diagnostics and the first week of critical care for a rescued sea turtle with the hope of its eventual rehabilitation and release back into the wild. So thank you to the Jones Family Foundation. And thank you, those just keep coming in. Again, $500, we've got any level that is right for you folks. We want you to find the level that makes sense for you. And we're hoping that you dig deep, of course. Let's take a look at the $300 donation. With this donation, you could send 9 youth volunteers to meet with state legislatures and advocate for marine conservation issues, speaking on behalf of their peers and, of course, the next generation. They're right behind us. And so let's take a look there. Mr. Taylor Hawes given $1,000. Way to step up. And Brent Schlosstein, thank you for your donation as well. We have only one other level left. It's the $100 level, and it's our last official level. The donations at the $100 level could fund 1 trip to Olympia for an aquarium staff member to testify for the recovery of our beloved and endangered southern resident orcas who need all the help they can get. And your $100 donation will help the aquarium lend strong support to important policies and management practices designed to reduce the harms currently impacting their population. Again, that's our $100 level, but you can pick any level you want, folks, and it all adds up to a big number, a big number. I can see a few more coming through here. Hody Spencer, thank you for your donation of $1,000. We got Ken Johnson, thank you so much, and Mary Bass, thank you. Everything adds up to a big number, as I said, and your generosity is appreciated. Thank you, a big round of applause to everybody that raised their paddle, every single one of you. And guess what? If you work for a company that matches your donation, make sure that you talk to them next week so that they can get in on the fun as well. Now let's take a moment to learn about how the aquarium's animals inspire action on behalf of the marine environment before moving on to our final live auction items.
My name is Catherine Cagle, and I am a senior aquarist at the Seattle Aquarium. And my job is the care and feeding of our cold water fish and invertebrates here at the aquarium. I'm also a scuba diver. So skates, they're bottom-dwelling, flat-looking fish. Their mouth is on the underside and they have big wings that they use for swimming. They're really cute and fun to interact with. One of the things I think is kind of cute is when they are up on the acrylic, they kind of look like they're smiling at you. Most people associate it with the warm water species and they don't even know that we have a version that lives here in the Puget Sound. The giant Pacific octopus obviously is a very iconic animal for this area. It basically lives right underneath the aquarium. They're interactive, they're fun animals. We name our octopuses actually hurricane styles, and we happened upon Kay, and as we know, Seattle just acquired a new hockey team, so in spirit of that, we named our new octopus Kraken. If people come in and they see these animals and how cool they are, they're really gonna hopefully leave the door with a desire to make changes in their personal lives. And I hope when they go back that they are in love with the ocean as much as I am.
So we're providing a home for animals that have been deemed non-releasable, usually by government authorities, and that way they can be ambassadors for their wild counterparts. We try to provide lots of activities for our animals to make their lives as good as we can. And we do a lot of training sessions as well, which is great mental stimulation, but more importantly, we're training our animals to participate in their own health care. That really reduces the stress for the animals and the trainers as well, so that we can take better care of them. Some of my teammates poke fun at me because my relationship with Ada can be a little bit overwhelming, and I love him so much, and we have such a strong bond. It means a lot that he trusts me, and it's just the greatest feeling. What I love about my job is that when I come to work, I don't feel like I'm at work. I get to contribute to educating the public through our conservation efforts and our messaging through our animals that we have here, and I get to care for some amazing animals that couldn't survive without us.
That's so great to see how these animals serve as ambassadors for the counterparts in the wild. That's pretty cool. Now, our final live auction group are items 4, 5, and 6, and we're going to close them together just like we did 1, 2, and 3 in just over 4 minutes. So before we start the timer, go ahead now and navigate to those items 4, 5, and 6. That's number 4. It's from our honorary chairs, Ellen and Tom. It's a Lake Washington, Lake Union cruise for up to 8 people. And it's number 5, the Spa Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico. And number 6, the Progressive Dinner for 20 at the Seattle Aquarium. It's going to be great, great dinner. So let's put those 4 minutes on the clock again. And here we go. On your mark, get set, and bid. And while the timer is going, let me tell you a little bit about these items. Now again, number 4, it's to experience firsthand the beauty of our local waters with a 4-hour Lake Washington, Lake Union cruise. You're going to be aboard Ellen and Tom's 60-foot Hampton yacht called Persistence. Now, your excursion includes drinks and heavy hors d'oeuvres prepared by Cordon Bleu chef David Boyd. Oh, mouth-watering. And someone from the Seattle Aquarium will also be there to share the wonders of the Salish Sea during your cruise. You're going to eat, learn a lot, get outside. It's really going to be great. And a big thanks again to Ellen and Tom for that. The next one is Discover Your Paradise at the Sea, all set against a spectacular tropical backdrop. That's right, Spa is a 5-star beach hotel located right in the heart of Nuevo Vallarta, facing the most beautiful beaches in the area. It's nestled among natural lagoons and a gold sandy beach and lush vegetation. It's a magnificent 440 hectare resort offering cozy, luxurious ocean views and suites, surrounded by their very own marina and a modern business center. It's got a golf course inspired by Mayan architecture. It's got a world-class spa and so many other facilities just for your exclusive enjoyment. Not only that, it's first-class round-trip airfare for 2 on Alaska Airlines. And that means you're going to arrive in paradise fully relaxed. So our big thanks to Alaska Airlines and Mandy Tsui for that. And of course, our final item, the number 6, is to have the aquarium all to yourself with a progressive dinner for up to 20 people right there at the aquarium. This is truly a one-of-a-kind experience for yourself and 19 friends, families, neighbors, co-workers, anybody you want to bring on. You are going to just dine on a delicious meal prepared by the aquarium's own Chef Molly in 3 magical areas of the aquarium. Now imagine this. Cocktails by the tide pools, and then dinner alongside the windows on Washington waters, and then dessert in the underwater dome. This is incredible, folks. And with each course, an aquarium biologist or marine science interpreter is going to delight you and your guests with all kinds of facts and stories about the animals whose homes you're visiting. So there we have it, auction items 4, 5, and 6. We have, again, about 1.5 minutes left to go. And so let's check in. We've got our progressive dinner right there. Tina Sarin, you are really rocking it, but you just got outbid by L. Wyckoff. So, Tina, you better hop back on there if you want to get that dinner at the Seattle Aquarium. No guarantees that they're going to invite you, so you got to win it yourself. Hey, how about item number 4? We want to see what's going on there with the Lake Washington, Lake Union cruise. Now, Wyckoff was at 2,000, but now 2 can play at this game because Michael Guidon has outbid you on this one. But times change quickly. Michael, you have now been outbid by Susan Wyckoff, who really wants to go on this cruise, and I don't blame Susan for that one. We got less than a minute to go, folks. Let's take a look at item number 5, the Nuevo Vallarta, Mexico trip with the first-class airfare. Jessica Gonser, looking good, looking like you're going to head there, but no, Mr. Brajic. Mr. Brajic is going to get there before you, and if you don't outbid, then you're going to be left sticking here at Seattle. Oh my gosh, we got a new sheriff in town. Salem has just outbid both of you on that one. So heading to Mexico, you got to outbid now because we are down to about 20 seconds left. Let's go ahead again to number 6 and see what's going on there. Uh-oh, looks like El Wyckoff is really gonna get that dinner. 15 seconds remain to outbid them. How about item number 4? Let's check that one out. What's going on there? Susan Wyckoff looking good for that cruise. Folks, we now have less than 10 seconds. This is your last chance. Get those thumbs bidding. Bid, bid, bid. Get the numbers up, because this is it. We're gonna close it. And that is it, folks. We are now closing officially items 4, 5, and 6. So keep bidding until it won't let you anymore. And congratulations to our winners. You're all gonna have a great time with those really fantastic live auction items. Folks, you know what? Thanks to your support, the future is even brighter for the aquarium. Now let's take one more moment to learn about the aquarium's vision for the future with its planned expansion and ocean pavilion.
When we think about honoring place, it's important for us in Seattle to remember that we are on Coast Salish territory and that we all greatly benefit from the land and water that we get to live and be a part of. I think that what we know about big projects like the Ocean Pavilion is that often Native community is left out. And I'm so proud of the leadership of the aquarium that said, we're gonna invest in this project and invest in Native community. There are moments in the project when I was looking around the table and I was hearing the food specialist, Valerie Seagrass, and I would see Robin Littlewing Saigo, who is a council member at Suquamish, and hear their voices being a part of this project. Not just community engagement, but as designers, I had total goosebumps. I was like, this is crazy. Like, what is happening here?
The design team just comes from all over these different places, and we start sharing stories about each of our own traditions and cultures, and we all have those same values. We have at the core of us this desire to protect and to love and to care for and to educate. I was really honored to be invited to go to the Indo-Pacific and visit the Coral Triangle Center in Bali. I was able to meet other indigenous people who are doing the work that my tribe and I are doing. We're using ancestral knowledge and modern day technology to create something that's going to last for generations and generations beyond us. When I think about the Ocean Pavilion project and the vision that I have of it is indigenous art all around. I see the connections between the Indo-Pacific and the Coast Salish people woven in together. Those moments when kids come in and they're in awe and their face lights up, that's what I want, because that's how I feel whenever I think of this project.
The Ocean Pavilion provides an unprecedented opportunity to inspire the millions of visitors that come through it every year towards environmental justice. We have a responsibility to our oceans. We have a responsibility to each other.
And I think of this team that I've worked with and, all of these wonderful people, and what's next?
Hey folks, before we go, I'd like to send a special thank you to some folks who couldn't be here with me tonight. The dedicated staff and board members who work so hard. The dozens of volunteers who offered to help us tonight before we had to go virtual, including the team that helped procure the items for tonight's auction. And the hundreds of volunteers who donate their time every year. And remember, our Fund a Need is still open, folks. So if you love the show tonight, share it with your friends. Keep those donations coming in. And if you want to give a second donation, there's no rule against that. Keep it coming in, because we will keep the Fund a Need open tonight. So, my name is Ron Hippie, and on behalf of the difference you made for the Seattle Aquarium and the marine environment we all depend on, I want to say a heartfelt thank you. Now, before I go, we have some numbers coming in, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true? We've got numbers coming in. Our goal here tonight, folks, was $750,000, and I'm told that we have, yes? Currently, we have a total of $775,000. You did it, folks. You helped us raise our goal, but it's not over. Keep them coming in, because every donation is impactful, and every donation is going to help make a big difference in the health and life of the Seattle Aquarium. Folks, we really hope to see you in person next year, and thank you so much for tuning in. Again, you made a difference. Be proud. Enjoy the rest of your night. And we'll see you next year. Folks, last minute, we've got a breaking news here. We ended higher so far than $775. I am told we are now up to $830,000 and rising. Keep the donations coming, folks. What an incredible night. Again, I'm Ron Hippie. You're you, the aquarium. We'll see you next year. Bye-bye.